Hello and welcome to the Inferno. This is episode 35. So this episode kind of got bumped in front of the original episode, which was going to be about the divorce process from a narcissist. And, I have to say, if you're new here, or if you're a returning listener, I can no longer look at things in bits and parts the way that our society's wanted us to. And so I'm going to approach my channel through this deep weave of interconnectedness that we truly all are. The episode that got bumped in front of the divorce process is episode 35. This is the Inferno. Welcome. I'm Lady Virgo. And tonight's episode is going to be called The Golden Rule. And where I was going about, I have to start bringing forward my authenticity. The things that I deep dive into is my faith. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. And this knowingness that the interconnectedness to everything and all that is a very significant part in the narcissist story, right? Because science just likes to say this and this and this, but they forget the spiritual aspect of narcissism and the true spiritual battle that we all have going on the earth plane. Coming to you right after the new moon in Scorpio, so deep times of inner reflection on betrayals and hurts, and there's no person that breaks the golden rule than a narcissist. Nobody more than. And what is the golden rule? It is from Matthew 7:12 in the Bible. In everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. For this is the law and the prophet. So it seems like we're in a time of humans increasingly not honoring this golden rule. People are not doing unto others how they would want done to them. And because a narcissist is so severed and given over to the reprobate mind, and we're in such a spiritual battle collectively right now, this polarity of darkness and light, which is not all bad, but when it comes to the truth is the way, we're in a battle of the deception coming forward. We're in this power grab with the planet Pluto at the last degrees of Capricorn, which is, on the low vibe, power grabs for control of the structures of the hierarchy, of the top down. This can be so metaphorically put into the perspective when it comes to narcissism and how this all relates and is interconnected. And so on my channel, I'm going to more and more and more connect it all instead of just putting it into fragmented of, I'm a victim of narcissism, but I'm also a victor of my own recovery, my own strength. I'm a person who is truthful, but I'm also going to reveal and shine a light on those that are deceptive and liars. And so I've been in just really deep contemplation, which I'm not surprised, It's a time of huge transition on the micro level and on the macro level, because we really can see it this way, whether you've personally been through a intimate, non-intimate, a close situationship with a narcissist, or whether you look at it as in, the political shenanigans, the top-down authorities who are reaching for power, who are being manipulative, right? Because that's the low aspect of Pluto. in the sign of Capricorn. Right now, with it being at 29 degrees and anaretic degrees, it's time for us as those who are overcomers, hopefully, depending on where you're at on your journey, to be able to go into the deep feels of the betrayal from a narcissist, from the betrayal of the deceivers, whether it be somebody that's been in your personal life or whether it's the systems that have been trying to hold power over. Don't put your claws in my knee, Valerie, my cat. She's being very emotional, affectionate, crazy right now. You would think it's a full moon because she's got her claws in my knee. Funny. So I digress, and I'm kind of a little bit scattered because it's very late, but I've been in deep contemplation, and I know there's a resurrection to come as long as you can go into your feels and process the pain and the betrayal and the deception that the narcissist may have inflicted in your life. Because really, I was reflecting on this too today as I was out on my drive. Ouch, quit. Humans have made life so much more difficult than it needs to be. Because really, we should all have the mindset like this beautiful Sermon on the Mount that Yeshua gave and Matthew was taking notes to put into what we call the Bible, even though I know there's many parts of it missing and whatnot. And a lot of man even today would like to manipulate that too for their own benefit. But I was reflecting on this of, we're just on this beautiful planet. And I had somebody text me earlier that was praying for me and just sending me good vibes. And this person said, people have gone mad, or this world has gone mad. And I corrected this person, and I'm like, no, the world is beautiful. The planet is beautiful. This society has chosen to go mad. And he was like, yeah, you're exactly right. That's a great correction. So it's time for us to broaden our horizons. And I don't know what other people do or say about their specific experience with a narcissist, but I can say this in my own experience, that it was nothing more than complete manipulation, complete trickery. And as you know, or maybe you don't, narcissists find pleasure in inflicting pain on people who they are supposed to love, who they were supposed to be trustworthy to, who they are supposed to be, in a relationship with. And so we have to break out of the box of even science and traditional therapy, which doesn't work with a narcissist anyway. And we have to look at this as also the spiritual aspect of it. And also my love of astrology, which is the cycles that we're in. If you're new, or if you don't know this already, I began my episodes of the Inferno on my Divine Destiny 13 YouTube channel. So the first, I believe, 8 episodes are still available over there. I was not able to transfer all of the episodes. But I remember saying at that time when I began this that what was to come for humanity was not going to be just me. There was going to be more and more exposure of narcissism. There was going to be more and more darkness. First initially brought to the light, but then distinguished, because when the light shines in the darkness can't hide anymore. And let me pause. I'm going to let my kitty out. What you're going to notice on my channel is realness. I don't need a big fancy backdrop to get my message out to help others. I don't need to do a bunch of editing to, I mean, it looks nice for those that do want to do that, but my intention is to continue to speak the truth in hopes that it relates with other people that may be struggling, right? So back to how humans are making life so much harder than it needs to be. For my instance, being in a legal marriage with a narcissist who I mistakenly just thought it was, somebody else that had, of course, the typical childhood issues that wanted and had the same intentions as me, as that wanted to overcome and stop cycles of the past, not only from them but of family dynamics. And as you know, or maybe you don't know yet, a narcissist has no intention of resolution. They come to steal, they come to destroy, they come to manipulate and take. They have severed their tie with God, Creator, Source, and many of them, as you know, if they're not hiding behind religion, pretending to be religious, they are those that have no belief whatsoever in a higher power, God, Creator, the universe, whichever, don't care. It's about right here. It's about right here, because this is where the truth is. So whatever went south with the narcissist, they could give two shits less about the golden rule, which is to treat others how they wish to be treated, to do unto others how they would want done to them. Because let's face it, a narcissist lies. They wouldn't like being lied to. They don't care, because it's one set of rules for you, and it's a whole different set of rules for them. And if they don't believe in God anyway, then what makes any of us knowers, I'm not going to just say believers, knowers that there's a interconnectedness to everything and all that is. So this episode's not just about the narcissist. This is about your healing journey, my healing journey, and going into the deep depths of the pain that you've experienced that was inflicted upon you by somebody who was sent to destroy you, to be like a parasite and just take your life force energy. Because it's very obvious, if you've put some time in with a narcissist and you're finally out of it, that the recovery seems to take longer than just a typical breakup. And there's a reason for that. They were with you to steal. And I mean, perhaps physically steal, but also steal your character traits, steal your identity. They were using you as their fuel source to perhaps put on a persona to the outside world, because they know what they're doing. So anybody that's on YouTube that says they don't know what they're doing and they're just going about their business doing what they do is full of shit. And there's a lot of people who leave out the spiritual aspect of it as well, because these people get off on inflicting pain. They find pleasure in inflicting pain on people who they know love them. And that's a whole nother topic too, because do you ever really love them? Because you don't even know who they are. They've worn a mask. And for any of you who have seen the mask slip or drop, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But once the mask slips and you see the true darkness in who this person is in your life, there's no fucking unseeing it. And so there will be nobody in this planet that convinces me otherwise, that there's not a dark, nefarious energy that comes with a narcissist. They're greedy. They're takers. When they do something kind for you, believe and receive my message right now that it was never genuine. There was something they were seeking, whether it be, you know, kudos or that a boy or that a girl, or there was something in it for them if they were pretending to be nice to you. One of the people that I listen to psychologically unfuck my brain from being exposed to narcissistic abuse is very brilliant. And I won't say the name here because I won't be followed on YouTube on where I go to heal. God first, always with me. So ignoring the golden rule for a narcissist is just, they see nothing wrong with it. But again, back to this society, and humans are the problem. This planet's not the problem. Humans being greedy, take, you know, whether it's to step on your neck, to gain a persona to the outside world that they're somewhat a decent human being, whether it be a place to live, whether it be just any kind of resources, services, somebody who provides somebody to come home to every day, that cooks for them, that cleans for them, that washes their laundry, that provides them a place where they can unload their sexual perversion on. You're being used. And so you have to know yourself in order to be able to identify. And the freaky part is a lot of these narcissists, not a lot, all of them, have some sort of addiction. So like for me, for years, I mistaken this as just somebody that also had childhood wounds, because we all do, right? And it's not to point the finger, it's so that I can be aware, that you can be aware, so we can do better. Because we don't have to do things. We've always done it this way. I don't like that fucking phrase whatsoever, because if something's being done that's not in the straight and narrow and in the truth, or you come from a lineage where they're all lying and they're all cheating, so that's just what you do. No, that's, you know, be the lineage holder like myself to break the cycles. It can be from the most minimum, you know, little residuals, because none of us are perfect, to the most severe toxicity. And so the narcissist is the severe toxicity. They don't give two shits less about doing to you how they would want done to them. But trust and believe, as I always say, that we do reap what we sow. Whether they believe or not, it's irrelevant. It's still the law of God. It's still the law of the universe that what we put out, we will receive back energetically, physically, emotionally, psychologically. Things can show up in our health. And I'm not saying it because like we're punished by some big bad God in the world. I'm saying it is, and it's just the law of how it works. And so reflecting on doing unto others how you would want done to you. And if you've never watched the series The Chosen about Yeshua and his disciples, oh my goodness, do yourself a huge favor and start it before the next season comes out. It's transformative, it's powerful, it's funny, it's beautiful. It has helped humble me again in my faith walk. And so that Sermon on the Mount, when Yeshua is giving out the laws to live by, it made me go into deep reflection on what this episode needed to be tonight, about how our society's just made everything on this planet, in the short physical lives that we get, so much more difficult, so much fucking chaos, so much deception. For what? For greed? For your own fucking gain? When ignoring other people? Because that's what a narcissist does if you've been in a situationship with them. They're not creators. They don't want a resolution. They don't want to build something beautiful with you. They find frickin' pleasure in the trickery and the lies and the deceptions and the cheating and the one-upping you in their sick-ass greedy minds. So from Proverbs 15:27, those who are greedy are going to gain trouble in their own house. Those who are greedy for gain, I left that part out, sorry. Those who are greedy for gain bring trouble to their own house. So we're talking about the house, which is our physical vessel that our spirit is in. Our house is our literal house that we're supposed to be creating a home and a family with. A narcissist. The narcissist is greedy. One person's not enough for them. They're feeders. They're parasites. More, more, more. All for the flesh. So that was from Proverbs 15:27, that there will be trouble in their own house, whether that be their physical vessel, like I said, or their home. In their minds at night when they lay their heads down on the pillow, after all of the shady shit and the deceiving and the hurting and the betrayal and the cheating they've done. Because ultimately, it is very true. When we hurt others, we're ultimately hurting ourselves. And a narcissist is not missing out on that. Trust and believe that. They won't put it on to the outside world. They'll never admit to it. But it ultimately is the worst kind of hell to be that type of person who is so greedy, that is so deceptive, that is so full of manipulation, betrayal, cheating. They do it to you, but they ultimately do it to themselves. They betray themselves. They cheat themselves. They manipulate themselves. So stay true to you on your healing journey, but you have to go dark, deep into the depths of what you feel, whether you're out of the narcissistic relationship that was very abusive, non-reciprocal, or whether you've been out of it for a while. Healing doesn't happen overnight. And I've been saying this and I've known this from the get-go, that something's happening in the collective on a bigger scale that, pardon me, the narcissist that was in my life, again, that I did not identify as a narcissist, and I should have, because towards the end I did, when I realized this person was just as fake as the person that birthed him, and manipulative, that it wasn't going to be just me. And so that person thinks they threw me away, but I wholeheartedly believe, and I stand on it today, that God removed that person at this time for a bigger purpose, for what's to come. So again, I'm going to include on my channel my beliefs, my core belief, which is everything is connected. And so this channel will be for, first and foremost, for your healing and for your resurrection. But this channel is also going to be, always has been from the get-go, about truth, about realness, and that includes the grieving of even toxic people from our lives. And now I'm going to proceed on with a little message for us on our healing journey from the Mother Mary Oracle. If this is for you, if this channel of who I am is not for you, then just kindly leave and exit. But I believe that there will be little morsels here that I share in the all, whether it be including the astrology that we're under. These are cycles. Always God first with me. But it's also going to be about bringing that truth to light, speaking truth, walking truth, being very real, whether it's grieving, whether it's reflections, whether it's exposing another behavior of a narcissist so that you can prevent yourself from going through the things. And I always give thanks to God, Creator, Source. And remember this on your walk. When you go into your darkest times of grieving and processing, please know that there's always light there, and always reach out for that, because a lot of our biggest breakdowns are right before a beautiful breakthrough. So it is a time, again, with the Pluto, Capricorn, last degrees of any of our lifetimes, Saturn in Pisces, finding the wisdom in the things that we've been through. It's now more than ever a time to find our strengths. And I suggest this on this channel, Lady Virgo, and also my Divine Destiny channel 13, which is who I am. I think it's beyond time for people to have a good, strong spiritual foundation, because homes that were built on sand, we're going to continue to witness break down and crumble, whether that be in your physical home, whether it be in our governments, whether it be in our medical systems. And so what is the message from Mother Mary? And I chose this deck because she is the purity. She is someone that I see representing nurturing, unconditional love. And please do, if you have not started this Chosen series, do yourself a huge favor, because talk about humbling yourselves in the times that we're in. Health. My prayers for healing have been heard and answered. Health, mental health, emotional health, psychological health, physical health, spiritual health. Again, as I said, all connected. When you have been through narcissistic abuse, your energetic field, your physical body, your psychological body, your physical, and all of our energy bodies, from physical to spiritual, are impacted. They're parasitic. Narcissists are parasitic. There's a lot of victims of narcissistic abuse that do not make it out. They lose themselves and take themselves out by suicide. And I'm a huge advocate for mental health, because I have lost a child to suicide. It is a loss of hope. A narcissist will make you lose hope. You've invested your heart and soul into somebody that you cared about, and they've been nothing but a deceiver to you. It is time for you to rise up. Take accountability. Do what you need to do, whether it be going to a counselor, getting in coaching sessions, going to church if that's your thing, finding a spiritual foundation within yourself so that you can improve your emotional, mental, and physical health. Pray. I'm a huge prayer warrior, and whatever's going on currently, as again, I'm coming to you on November 2nd, I do believe. For the last 2 nights, I have been putting a hedge of protection, full armor of God, upon myself. I think you should too. And I've been going to bed listening to prayers of protection. So protect yourself in the energetic, spiritual realm. Protect yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically. Remember this: nobody breaks the golden rule of doing unto others how you would want done to you more than a narcissist. Continue to be you. Continue to be genuine. Continue to take the narrow path right now as our society's taken this way fucking wide beaten path and getting way off from center. I hope this was helpful to you. If you're new here today, like, subscribe, share it out to your social media platforms. I always ask that because I'm not on any other than YouTube. Take good care of yourself, and remember, your emotional health is important too. So for those days where you're just grieving, even though the person was toxic and you've came to this realization that they were never real with you, remember there's a new day dawning for you. You're worthy of goodness. And until the next time, shalom, shalom.